Good morning, everybody. This is Chris Robinson, Robinson Ag Marketing with today's pre-opening grain and livestock comments for Monday, 22nd day of December. This is going to be a weird week, the Christmas week. Um, I would imagine thin trade, choppy volume, light volume. In the news, China's put some duties on European dairy products. I see that. Um, People are worried again about if Russia's continuing attacks in Ukraine are going to move wheat. It's not moving our wheat. That's all I know. So um, there's some thoughts here that if it gets too warm in the plains in the next few days and then refreezes, it could cause some winter kill. I would say all three of those things, get after it. Wheat needs all the help it can get here to come off these contract lows. So I'm not a perma bull. I'm not a perma bear. Just trying to be realistic. Now, the good thing is we're higher overnight. March corn up 3.5 cents, 447 and a quarter. We're back up to dancing with that 200-day moving average. And March beans back up to 1055. March beans have dropped $1.22, kids, in a month. So I think all the same people that took us higher took us lower, right? So now everybody's out. I would not be surprised to see some more recovery, just technically. Um, Historically, the next couple of weeks of trade are always sketchy, and so I would just be careful out there, bullish or bearish. I would not fall in love with a position. If you've been reading my letter, you probably know where I stand. We tried to use this break in beans to re-own beans that we sold. I will say this: when we had that $1.57 rally, I suggested making sales. Some of you acted like I was trying to uh, call a top or something like that. I had no idea we were going to break $1.22. Nobody did. I knew we had rallied $1.57 on nothing, and I've been doing this long enough to know that when you rally on nothing, you can break on nothing. And every day we kept getting reports. Oh yeah, the Chinese bought some more boats, some more boats, some more cargoes. And what did the price do? It kept going lower. So file that away. When you get these rallies, lots of times they're buy the rumor, sell the fact. It's not easy. Nobody's got a crystal ball, and I'm not saying that anybody does. But boy, it was a good rally to reward. Hopefully, you rewarded it. There's a whole bunch of risk ahead of us. The January 12th report that could completely reset us. I don't know if it's going to be bullish or bearish. I'm not going to sit here and tell people what they want to hear. I do know that there are some levels that are worth defending here. Do you want to defend them or not? That's totally up to you. If you're an end user, if you use meal, uh, meal just has had a horrendous correction and has come back, basically gave back half of the entire rally that we had. So if I'm an end user, I look at it as that stuff's on sale. Can it go lower? Yeah, but you want to set a hedge on a break, and that's, I think, the number one thing I try and explain to people. Hedging is hedging is a hedge, right? And it's a little bit different than reading a book about market wizards or somebody like that. Is you want to be Richard Dennis and turn $300 into $300 million? Have at it, right? What I'm trying to do is help farmers make better sales and help end users defend possibilities of prices spiking higher. There's enough guys out there that will tell you that they can help you turn $300 into $300 million. It's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to do is help people make better cash sales, help you make the difficult decision of when to sell. It's always the hardest thing, I think, for farmers and producers to do: when to sell. And then if you don't want to sell, do you want to hedge? And then what's the drawback to hedging? Well, there's a cost associated with it. So I wish we lived in a different world where there wasn't some perfect way to hedge. There isn't. So on that note, let's take advantage of this bounce. Hopefully, we get some more for the rest of the week. March corn up 3.75 cents, 447 and a half. Jam beans up 5.75 cents at 1055. Cotton's trying to carve out a little bottom here after just getting pounded on. Um, March cotton's up a little bit. I covered all this stuff in my weekly wrap up. Went out yesterday. I spent about 4 hours doing a lengthy amount of charts, sort of pointing out where I think risk areas are, and sharing that with my readers. And moving on to the cattle, that was a friendly cattle on feed, right? The numbers are all lighter than expected. All right. Was it already cooked in? Is that the reason that we rallied $45 in 18 days in feeder cattle? Is that the reason that fat cattle rallied 20 bucks off the lows? Maybe it's already baked in. We'll find out this week. We've had a good recovery in the protein complex. Now we'll see if that can extend higher. Everybody knows where the gaps are. If you don't know where the gaps are, read my letter. It's not rocket science. It's not the goose that laid the golden eggs. Just lots of times these algorithmic traders like to go fill gaps. There's nothing more to it than that. All right. Have a good rest of the day. This is Chris Robinson, 312 638 8868. If you're not getting my letter, take a look at it. Robinson Ag Marketing.